Yeah. Give it to you, then you get to running like boom shakalaka. You get to running like boom shakalaka. You get to running like I just ask questions and you could self. I could refute you, but you don't need help. I set you up to say truth from your mouth. You give proof when you shout that your fruit is in doubt. If you're truly devout, why you lying so much? I don't hide in the cut. I be firing you up. You thinking you sharp, but I'm lining you up. Bro, you won't scare me. Stop trying to be tough. Y'all know this real energy, soulless. And everyone knows this, we level these copers, cause heaven has soldiers that never give over to mental controllers. We over your head cause you don't know the spirit. Y'all go to Mecca to hope for forgiveness. How you atone by a stone when you kiss it? Next verse is worse, bro, you don't wanna miss it. They call me James, I reduce them to studies. All of you lying abusers get hunted. I come with truth and the proof you discover, and I give it to you, then you get to run it like boom shakalaka. 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 You get to run it like you wanna cry and then bring out the Arabic. I'ma turn arrogance into embarrassment. I'm having access to all of your scholars, and internet translates the Arabic for us. They hit this more cause there's Christians that's Arab that give us the language like Sil, for example. Nowhere to hide your own lyrics will spank you. Then I'ma hit you from biblical angles. The fact that you think that us Christians are weak is exactly the reason you give us this beef. Attack all you want, but you getting this cheek, and I won't match your energy. God lives in me. River to sea, we gon' free Palestine because they finna see when we tell them you're lying. Us Christians gon' pull them up out of the fire. When they ask who did it, just tell them the lion. Judah!
Okay. Beautiful. God bless, God bless, God bless, and welcome. This is a topic I know I'm supposed to do. Is Jesus a Muslim? But I've been visiting other lives, watching Muslims lie, that Moses is speaking about someone to come, and then Muslims are saying, guess what? It's pointing to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So now, I just want to, go where they want us to go. So in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, I ask you, Lord, to bless this live and all those that pass on through. Open their hearts and minds to the truth, Lord, which is you. Guide them. Amen. I just want to say again, God bless each and every single one of you. I actually pray for all the brothers and sisters and Muslims, but especially you guys that keep on joining these lives, not just mine, but all the brothers and sisters. I'm a bit, no, I wouldn't say, I'm a bit busy. I try to adjust my days so that I can go live like now. Unfortunately, today, I might have to have it a little shorter than normally, just an hour shorter, because, there's things to be done that I couldn't get done last night and earlier this morning. Unfortunate, but true. But we're all good. So again, this topic, Muslims would ask, well, yes, we can prove that Muhammad was mentioned in your books. And now, before the Muslims start coming in, I want you guys, I'm gonna be like a prophet now, and I'm gonna prophesy something. They're gonna talk about this book as if it is the uncorrupted, unchanged Torah. Watch the Muslims use this book as the Torah that Allah gave us. Right? They're gonna use this, and if I ask them, is this from Allah? They'll say, no, but you believe it. You see, we can twist you, man. Maria Eden is saying, I'm a bit under the weather. We'll keep you in our prayers. Keep you in our prayers. Sorry about that. We'll pray for you. As I said, and I'll say this again, every single one of us is going through something that maybe we don't share, we're not loud about it, but it's something that we sit alone sometimes and we think about what's going on in our lives, and we think about, am I going to be able to continue? Is this going to be, we all have these questions, we all have these doubts, and then I was reading this book that said the only time you have doubt is when you don't trust something. So if you don't trust something, you're going to doubt. Now, why do we trust the pilot of a plane and the taxi driver and the bus driver? And we trust all these people, not even knowing them. And then we doubt what God has in store for us. Come on, man. We should be happy because we know it doesn't matter no matter what happens to us. Doesn't matter what happens to us. We are safe in the hands of the Lord. So again, we need to start trusting God more. Hang on a second, my first restriction came. What have I said? Your life is not eligible for recommendation and restricted in CS for the next 10 minutes. Blah, blah, blah. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. So this is like the normal setup. It's going to be restricted again in 10 minutes, and then you can't make this up. I'm not even joking, man. You can't make this up. But again, we all going through something. And if you all going through something, I'm asking you guys, I'm begging you guys to pray for each other, but also to remember that we are not alone. As long as we have Christ with us, we are not alone. So and again, as I said, I don't know each and every one of you. In fact, I don't know any of you, but I'm sure that you guys that are going through something that you think you are going through alone. So just remember you're not. So through prayer and reminding ourselves that we have Christ with us, every time you're in doubt, go to Psalm 23. Let Psalm 23 remind you. Let Psalm 23 remind you that you are not alone. Look at Psalm 1. We read Psalm 1, we read Psalm 23. I think I forgot to keep reading after the live. So I need to remind myself on that. But again, we're not alone. So don't forget that. I just want that to be just don't forget that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Again, I got restricted after like 5 minutes, so apologies on that. It's restricted me to how many people can see the live. I'm hoping that in the next 5 minutes it doesn't continue giving me more restrictions. And this is my backup account, so I'm not sure why this is happening on this account. Don't know. But we get back to the topic. The reason for the topic, again, as I said, is because Muslims are making claims. So we have to ask ourselves, what does Deuteronomy say? And is it talking about Muhammad? But we'll get there, because we have to ask ourselves, was Muhammad a prophet like Moses? Was Muhammad a prophet like Moses? The answer to the question is going to be is going to be essential for understanding this Islamic dilemma. And yes, it's another Islamic dilemma, because we have to try to understand, did the Islamic scholars claim that Muhammad is in the Bible that we have today, that he's foretold in the Torah that we have today? We need to go there, because if Muslims really value their eternal salvation, I would say that they should investigate, check it. They should check it, investigate this honestly, in the light of both the Bible and the Quran. Now, this is why the Muslims have us. Could be, Chris. Could be. Could be. Because Chris is saying your Muslim hosts, guests seem to have figured out a way to manipulate TikTok. Could be. I mean, I don't understand. But it's okay. There are people that are sitting in, listening in, so that's okay. So back to this now. Now again, Muslims, considering their salvation, should be asking, well, what does Deuteronomy say? And yes, so just for those that are wondering, I have got my first restriction as always, and it's restricting the people that can come to the live. I'm hoping that in 5 minutes or 3 minutes now, it disappears, goes away, and I don't get another one. My appeal has been rejected. I've got 5 minutes and 30 seconds before this one ends. So don't know. So now again, the point when it comes to Muhammad being this the prophet being prophesied in Deuteronomy 18:18, we need to read it and carefully consider the evidences that the Quran and the Deuteronomy gives us, because we can't just take Deuteronomy 18:18 in isolation. They can't, because there's more verses. If we start, for example, at 15, now at some point, Sid will probably show up, because Sid debated Duran on this. I didn't watch that. So again, if Duran and him had it, that'll be interesting for those that have watched it to see if me and Duran are on the same track. So I didn't watch it. God bless you, Phil. Thank you for that. I've tagged that. These potatoes. Yeah. Anyway, watch this now. So we're asking the Muslims now to be honest with themselves. Go back to the Torah, go to Deuteronomy, open up Deuteronomy, and then we'll see it. Then we have to look, because we have to see if Moses truly proclaimed, when he prophesies in this verse, that he's talking about Muhammad. Let me just see this restriction again, guys. I want to see 4 minutes left. 4 minutes left. Now, again, the checkmate for Muslims is actually in the Quran. I love it when a plan comes together, because, again, we can go to the Quran, and the Quran is going to cook these Muslims on this topic. Not just the Quran, the Bible as well. So Deuteronomy, when we read it, let's read 17 to 19 just to put us, a bit of an understanding on it. It's going to say this. In Deuteronomy 18, 17 to 19, it says, "Then Yahweh said to me, what they have said is good. I will raise up for them from among their brothers or brethren a prophet like you, and I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak to them all, and I command him. Indeed, I will require an account from the man who will not listen to my words, that he will speak in my name." Now, the verse I just read, guys, Muslims want you to believe that's talking about Muhammad. Keep yourself hydrated. We had a sister from France, and she used to always say that, and we don't see her anymore, so I'm just repeating what she said. Keep yourself hydrated. Keep yourself hydrated. Now, Muslims will apply this prophecy to Muhammad. They would say that this is talking about Muhammad, Deuteronomy 18:18, talking about Muhammad. But if we look at 18:18, that's where the problem starts. That's where the problem starts. I didn't watch it, Nay. I'm hoping he did get cooked. So I will raise up for them from among their brothers a prophet like you. Now, there's a few vital facts to focus on when it comes to this. We have to ask ourselves questions. Who was God talking to? God was speaking to the Israelites through Moses. That's why the expression, the second part of this is the expression, I will raise them up, is clearly indicating that the prophet will be raised up for the Israelites. So far, without even thinking, we've already checkmated this entire argument. The entire argument is now in a bit of a pickle. And then it says, therefore, let me see, and I will raise them up, because again, the expression I will raise them up clearly indicates that the prophet will come from the Israelites. And by testifying that the prophet will be raised from among their brothers, this prophecy again clearly confirms that the prophet will be raised from among the Israelites. He will be a natural Israelite, not a descendant of Tom, Dick, or Harry, not a descendant of Ishmael or Isaac or whoever else they want to say. This is talking specifically to Moses about his people, the Israelites. Let me see if the band is off, and it is in 12 seconds. We've got 10 seconds. Let's see if I get a new one after that. We've got 10 seconds. And it should be. John says, well, how about a comparison of the character of the two men? Moses, no dingy with girls, no dingy slaves, no execution of critics, never tried to force others to Judaism. Exactly. I'm going to get to the comparison in a second. Not that just yet, but I'm just waiting to see. And there's no more restrictions. It's gone. Amen. 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 Normally the second one pops up now, but now we're going to reach more people. So God bless. Now again, we have to understand once again who the Bible is talking to, and because the audience is important. Imagine Moses saying to these people that there will come a prophet from among you. And they were like, oh, sweet. And he goes, but it could be that he comes from another country, another nation, another language. But fear you not. He might be your brother in humanity, not your brother as a fellow Israelite. And even though he comes after you, he will dislike you and try to unalive you. And he will curse you. And he will do all the things he can do to you. Oh my goodness. Because you have to add so much of fantasy to this verse, for this verse to be about Muhammad. You have to add so much of fantasy. He will be an Israelite, but you will not understand him because he's never read the Torah. He doesn't understand the language of the Jews, but he will come to mankind. So to understand 1818 and to make Muhammad 1818 again, you need the fantasy of J.K. Rowling's. You need the fantasy of, you can name, what's his name, Steven Spielberg. Seriously. Because if we continue reading or understanding this topic, when you read 1818, you need to go just a couple of verses back to 1815, where the prophecy of the coming prophet like Moses is first introduced. Now, again, notice the Muslims jump to 18 without understanding 15, because 15 is now introducing who's going to come. So it's important to consider Deuteronomy 18:15 first, because it clearly interprets Deuteronomy 18:18. So we're going to have to go there. Now, if there are any Muslims that want to join in on this topic, you're more than welcome to. As I said, I don't know what happened to. I tried to actually find the live with the Duran and Sid. It's not on his YouTube and it's not on his TikTok, so I haven't seen it yet. It'll be interesting to see if we're going on the same path or we're understanding it from the same lenses. I just find it fascinating that we, as different Christians, basically using the Bible can come to the same conclusion. So in 1715, Deuteronomy 17:15, we have to understand, 18:15, we'll see that Yahweh your God will rise up for you from among your brothers a prophet like me. You must listen to him. That's 15. So 15 is informing the Israelites, it's telling these Israelite people that through Moses, that a prophet will be raised from among your brothers, your brethren, depending on your translation. Now, since God is speaking to the Israelites, from among your brothers would mean that the person can only come from the Israelites. Not no Zulu coming in from KwaZulu-Natal. You're not going to find no Zulu man coming and going, hey, my brother, I just want to tell you, they were talking about me when it was Moses saying my brother will come from another mother. No, man. How can a Zulu coming from Africa come up and say Deuteronomy 18:18 is about me? I swear to you, my brother, let's go back to the verse. The verse is telling me very clearly. It's very easy to understand that he is talking about me. He mentioned me in Deuteronomy 18:18. I'm telling you very nicely, he's talking about me. Come on, man. So among your brothers, talking about the Israelites and nobody else. Because from among your brothers can only mean from among your people. Now we've got other evidence to support this. We've got other evidence to support this. And a few verses earlier, not a few, one chapter earlier in 17:15, Deuteronomy 17:15 says this. In that case, you should without fail appoint a king whom Yahweh your God chooses. You shall appoint a king from among your brothers. From among your brothers. You are forbidden to appoint over yourself a foreigner who is not your brother. Now, my friend now in South Africa, in coming from the KwaZulu-Natal, he is saying very clearly, what are you saying? You're saying I cannot be the king of the Jewish people? Oh, come on. So the same guy can't be from among the brothers because we can see God is clear in who he's choosing and who he's talking to. He's clearly choosing the Jewish people. They are the chosen ones. The Arabs have never been chosen for anything other than trying to make sand castles in the desert. That's the only thing they've been chosen for. But Deuteronomy 17:15 helps them understand that the king shall come from among your brothers. You shall not appoint my Zulu brother coming from KwaMashu in Natal, South Africa. Even though he is standing there saying, it doesn't matter nothing. He's still not from among your brothers. So, again, the king has to come from among your brothers, among your brethren, so it can't be from anyone else. So because we've now got solid evidence that the phrase from among your brothers simply means from among the fellow Israelites, how now can we run to the Arabs? So if we keep in line with this command, appoint a king from among your brothers, could Saul come from any other tribe? Could he come from anywhere else? Could he? Can't. That's from 1 Samuel 9:15, 10-24. And every king after that came after the sons of Israel. And they were all chosen exclusively from the nation of Israel. They didn't go down, take the flight on the magic carpet, go down to Afrique du Sud and knock on the door and say, Unjan Wazla, you are now the king of Israel. Would you like to join me on my magic carpet so we can go back to Israel? No, man. It wasn't him. He wasn't chosen. It's not him. Definitely not him. So they were chosen because they were from the nation of Israel. And this is why we can see that the term brothers clearly refers to the Israelites. Oh my goodness, there's my second restriction. Visibility for 10 minutes is being restricted. Why, man? Oh my goodness. Apologies again. I'm hoping it doesn't cause even more problems. That's 2 in 25 minutes. So now we're going to continue again looking at this, because the brothers is clearly referring to the Israelites. People say TikTok shop, we love you, TikTok, all that nonsense. I wish I could just say what I really feel about it, but it's okay. I'll be quiet. You need to show your face or have guests come up. Show my face, they want to unalive me. I'm waiting for guest request. I used to show my face before, guys. It was just a matter of time before they wanted to. Yeah. Okay. But again, I'm just setting up the stage for you guys so that when they come up, we'll know. Now, again, knowing that the people are clearly saying that the God is clearly saying to the people that you must choose from among your brethren, your brothers, right? Clearly, choose from them. So we don't have to guess who is talking about now, because it's clear. Now, if we go back to the New Testament, we can see this. In Acts 3:19, I think 19, it says, repent, therefore, and turn around, as so to get your sins blotted out, so that seasons of refreshing may come from Yahweh himself, and he may send the Messiah appointed for you, Jesus. Heaven must hold this one within itself until the time of restoration of all things of which God has spoken through the mouth of his holy prophets of old. In fact, Yahweh, Moses said, Yahweh your God will raise up for you from among your brothers a prophet like me. You must listen to whatever he tells you. Indeed, anyone who does not listen to that prophet will be completely destroyed from among the people. So now we can see that it's mentioning who this prophet is, and it's Jesus. And Jesus himself states in John 5:46, John himself says, in fact, if you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote about me. So the prophecy of 1818 is pointing to Jesus, who was an Israelite, born in the very nation that was given the prophecy of Deuteronomy 18:18. So we can see who it's talking about. Now, Muslims, I did this topic for you guys. Muslims, if you are listening in, please, Muslims request, I did this topic for you so that you guys can make it make sense. So you guys can make it make sense. While we're waiting, we go back to the Bible, because if we continue reading and we try to consider how Jesus perfectly fitted into this detailed prophecy in 1818, being this Israelite, we have to understand, for example, in Galatians 4:4, but when the full limit of the time arrived, God sent his son, who was born of a woman who was under the law. He was under the law because we understand that Deuteronomy was under the law. And then we can see why in John 5:30 it says, in fact, in John 18, in Deuteronomy 18:18, he says, I will put my words in his mouth. So the prophet will not speak on his own accord, but he will speak the words of God, and God will speak through him. Now, Jesus fulfilled this prophecy again, right? He fulfilled this prophecy in John 5:30. He says, I cannot do any single thing out of my own initiative. Just as I hear, I judge. Now, we can go on and on and on to show you guys once again, but the best evidence we will have is when we compare Muhammad and Jesus to Moses. When we look at them, don't come and say to me, well, Moses' name started with an M and Muhammad started with an M. Therefore, they are the same prophet. And they both came from a city with an M, and Moses came from a city with an M. So therefore, and they were both men, and they both, didn't have cars. You see that? Now, if we continue and we understand this, we need to understand who they were and the beauty of it all. I can't wait for this part when we talk about the miracles that Moses was able to do, while the Quran says that Muhammad performed 0 miracles. 0. The Quran says 0 miracles. 0. I got to say that again and again and again. Muhammad performed 0 miracles in the Quran. The Quran confirms that was not what he came for. So when you read all the miracles of Muhammad, it is the biggest lie you can think of. I mean, you heard Amin yesterday talk about a guy. He made a video, it's on his page. They lie about Muhammad. When he walked, he had a cloud covering him, so he wasn't in the sun, and how he had no shadow. And even if the tallest man alive came to Muhammad, Muhammad was equal to him in height. I mean, the absolute rubbish that these people would say just to try to make Muhammad make sense. My goodness. But all that goes against the Quran. And we're going to go through that at some point. Just waiting for a Muslim to request, and we can see. I can't wait to go through the similarities with you when it comes to Jesus and Muhammad. And then we shall see, did Muhammad do any miracles? Because he says clearly, I'm just a plain warner. I did nothing. Nothing. So you see, Muhammad, remember, guys, we forget. If he's the same as Moses, when was Moses bewitched? When was Moses trying to unalive himself? When was Moses lying on a 6-year-old? When was Moses having dingy slaves? When did Moses beat his wife? When did Moses drink camel juice? When did Moses get written by the Zut? So you see, a prophet like Moses, come on, man. Muhammad was giving us the satanic verses. He spoke the words of Satan, El-Abayad, the white one, the devil on the Monday. The Monday devil. That's when the Quran came to us, on a Monday. The Lord of Monday, Al-Abayad, the white one, came to Muhammad as Jibreel, and Muhammad couldn't tell the difference. When did that happen to Moses? You see that? But no, guys, it's okay. His name started with an M. His name is with an M, and Moses is with an M. So it has to be a prophet like him. Al-Lat, Al-Usa, Al-Manat. The 3 cranes. That's right, on ikra.org. If you guys go to the YouTube, it's pinned on there. I actually went through this morning with Deron, showing him where you can find this, where you can find Al-Abayad, the white devil, that came and, got Muhammad to give us the satanic verses. So that's why I'm asking. The similarities, his name is an M. The difference is Muhammad never had 9 to 11 wives. Muhammad didn't sleep with a dingy with a underage. Didn't have dingy wives, slaves. There's more differences than there are similarities. Muhammad was with all his women in one night with one wash. How in the world are we going to compare someone like Moses to this dude called Muhammad? How in the world can you take something? It's like taking yeah, I'm not going to compare because it's like it's the best compared to the worst. You can't compare. I got another restriction and another. So that's 3 restrictions right now running at the same time. I got 3 restrictions. All for my visibility has been restricted again. So 10 minutes and 10 minutes. Diamond said something important, the praiseworthy or the praised one. There's a hadith that says only Allah is praised. Now, if Muhammad is the praised one, guess what that makes Muhammad? Boom, shakalaka, checkmate. Yeah, so now I've got 4. I've got 3 running now, restrictions, and 1 earlier. So, yeah. Let me just see if DJ wants to just join for a bit. Just maybe that'll stop the restrictions. Hey, dude.
What's up? What's up, brother?
I'm just getting these restrictions, man. I'm not sure why, because I mean, I haven't had any Muslims up. We haven't said anything. We just, chilling.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I just got out of a disappointing I got out of a disappointing Unitarian room on Clubhouse, and yeah, so they kicked me out. So this dude, he did not like to be challenged, and they were talking about early church fathers. So they wanted to do the whole like, I talk for 2 minutes, you talk for 2 minutes. So every time I try to challenge him on his beliefs, he would get upset, cry like a baby. So, yeah, oh my goodness, that was annoying. But it seems like you're not having a much better time than I am.
Well, I mean, the good thing is, and this is on YouTube, so that people can go back and watch the reasons why, for example, Muhammad could never be the one spoken about in Deuteronomy. And the funny thing is, they're going to go to Deuteronomy and then confirm Deuteronomy is the Torah. And if my appeal is not approved. And if they're confirming it's the Torah, then we have to take all of it, not just only some of it. And if it says that if we go to for example, Deuteronomy itself, 18, when we read 18 again cooks Muslims, because again, I showed people now that when it says from among your brethren, another appeal not approved. Wow. So both the appeals are not approved. In 1715, in Deuteronomy 1715, again, when they were told to choose a king from among them, it's clear that the king has to come from among their brothers and not from anyone else. Imagine Moses saying to his people, "You shall choose a king from among your people. So go to Arabia, go to Africa and find a Zulu nation. Bring one of your people, your brothers from Africa, and you can make him the king of Israel." Nowhere does it say that. From Saul to Zedekiah, Zedekiah, all the kings of Israel have always been from Israel. No one else, no Arab came up and go, "Ooh, salam alaikum, pick me, brother, pick me." They didn't say that. "Habibi, I'm here." No, it comes from among the brethren, from among your people. So I'm not sure where these people are coming from saying, "Oh, your Moses, Adam, what's his name? Muhammad was from among those people," because it clearly states that he wasn't. There's no relation to him and the Israelis at all. He's nothing to do with Ishmael. He's got nothing to do with him. So Islam is cooking Islam from just the Quran. So,
This argument is horrible. Like, there's no reason. There's no reason to believe he is the. Doesn't say it in the Quran. And in fact, the Quran directly denies it. And Deuteronomy 34 gives the criteria for what a prophet like Moses is supposed to be. And he fails at every level. It's horrible.
That's sad. It's truly sad. So I'm hoping that there is a Muslim that can come up and just make this make sense. And I think that maybe tomorrow I've got to use a different account. Maybe this account is just, and maybe I'll use a different account. So I hope you guys are following on all my accounts, just to make, just to remind you. What I will do is I'll come up with the account I'll use tomorrow. In fact, my main account should come back tomorrow. How many accounts do we got, man? Hang on a second. If I go to, yeah, if there are any Muslims, please request. The reason I'm not resetting, guys, is because I'm also live on YouTube, and if I reset it, it interferes with the live stream on YouTube. So let me see if I can request into this live so you guys can see. What is going on? No, that's not working. Sorry, guys. Wow. No, I'm not changing accounts. I'm just not sure why it's stopping. Yes, if you're not following the other James account, follow. I'll go live on that tomorrow. Beautiful. So if there are any Muslims, if there's no Muslims, let me take you guys through one of the biggest checkmates when it comes to this religion, right? We're going to now compare Jesus and Moses and Muhammad and Moses. In fact, let's do Moses and see what happens. So the infancy of both Moses and Jesus were delivered from death and escaped the slaughter that was ordered by the rulers of their time. And we know this from Exodus 1:22, Exodus 2:1-10 tells us about Moses. And then in Matthew 2:13-18, how they were both delivered from being unalived at this young age. Now, where was Muhammad? He was still in his mother's womb for 4 years and he couldn't come out. And when he came out, he had almost a fully grown beard. So Muhammad comes out, he's like, where my daddy at? Oh, he passed away while you was before you were born, before you were created. So we don't know anything about Muhammad. Then both Moses and Jesus fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. And now this is right at the start of their get-goes. But Muhammad, he fasted, but he did the Ashura, which was the pagan fast, and he only fasted for 30 days. Then, and you find that, for example, in Exodus 34:28, and if you go to Matthew 4:2, you get the answer about Christ. Then you have God commanded Moses to slaughter the Passover lamb for the salvation of Israel's firstborn. Exodus 12, 1-13. Jesus, he became the sacrificial Passover lamb for the salvation of mankind. You find that in 1 Corinthians 5, 7 and John 1, 29-30 and 35. Where was Moses? Oh, yeah, he was probably being poisoned by the lamb. Boom, shakalaka, checkmate. Then you've got Moses. He turns water into blood. Exodus 7, 14-20. But Jesus, he turns water into wine in John 2, 1-11. Muhammad was doing wudu with wine. Now, both Moses and Jesus were involved when Israel was fed miraculously. Remember Moses walking through the desert, the manna came out from heaven. Exodus 16, 11-36. And again, Jesus, on multiple occasions, he fed multitudes of people. We can find that in Matthew 14, 14-21, and Matthew 15, 32-38. Now again, Moses and Jesus were able to exercise control over the sea. Moses, he controlled the water of the Red Sea by parting it, Exodus 14, 21-29. And Jesus, he controlled the waters of the Sea of Galilee by calming the violent waves. That's why I said to you guys, trust him. And that we find in Mark 4, 35-41. They both came in the name of Yahweh. Remember, Jesus' name itself means Yahweh is salvation. Muhammad, he's like, I'm the praised one. I'm the praised one. And his God is not Yahweh. You can find that in Deuteronomy 32:3 and John 17:6 and 17:26. Now again, both Moses and Jesus both displayed exceptional meekness and humility. Muhammad, opposite, prideful warlord. You find that in Numbers 12:3 and Matthew 11:28-30. Both Moses and Jesus, they mediated covenants. Moses was mediator of the law covenant, and Jesus was mediator of the new covenant. The new covenant. Muhammad couldn't spell covenant, didn't know what a covenant was, had no covenant with God. Exodus 19, 3-9, Luke 22, 20. You can also go to Hebrews 8, 6, and Hebrews 9, 15. How can they compare Muhammad? No, his name starts with an M. And Moses' name starts with an M. You can't make this up, man. Also, according to what we have, to judge someone was committed both to Moses and to Jesus. Moses, he served as a judge and a lawgiver to Israel. You find that in Exodus 18:13 and Malachi 4:4. Jesus, he also serves as a judge and provided laws and commandments. Where do we find that? That's in John 13-13:34, and then 15:10-12, and Galatians 6:2. So Jesus himself said, the Father judges no one at all, but he has committed all judging to the Son, in order that all may honor the Son just as they honor the Father. He that does not honor the Son does not honor the Father who sent him. Now, both of them also had these amazing, fantastic credentials to show that they were sent by God. And they were both empowered with amazing miracles. Amazing miracles. Now, the miracles have a special purpose in connection with Jesus. God foretold that the promised Messiah would be like a prophet like Moses. Now, since Moses also performed all these amazing miracles, we can see now we have a problem. Because Muhammad, according to the Islamic books, had no miracles. Aisha, how are you?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. You good? Are you busy?
أخي
Say again.
بليز أخي giftي هدايا. بارك الله فيكم.
I don't speak Arabic, sis. God bless. See, that's a sign, guys. That's a sign. Muhammad would have jumped on all that. Moses would have been like, nah, best you keep walking. So now again, I know, and again, there's many more similarities when it comes to Moses and Jesus. I mean, it's amazing. We can go on. And there's no question that God faithfully carried out his promise to raise up a prophet like Moses. We just have to ask ourselves, well, which prophet is he talking about? Because the words of Deuteronomy were fulfilled in the life of Jesus. Muhammad just does not fit this equation. He's not part of it. Muhammad is the opposite of this. Because there's no correlation between Moses and Muhammad. Nothing. They didn't come from the same tribes. They didn't come from the same countries. They didn't speak the same language. They're not brothers. Not even brethren, or in humanity, you can say that they are, but nothing, never, ever. We just adding to it by trying to add Muhammad into this. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because we have to understand that if we look at the Bible and the Quran that acknowledges both Moses and Jesus, both these books confirm that both these people did outstanding miracles in both the books. In the Quran, in the Bible, these prophets performed miracles. But guess what? The Quran admits that Muhammad did not perform a single miracle. Muslims are lying to you when they tell you that Muhammad did all these things. Split the moon? Doesn't say that. Muslims add to it. Flying the carpet? His wife said, you were in bed the whole night, Muhammad. Please don't go outside and tell people that you were flying on no magic carpet. Please don't say it. What did he do? He's like, let me go out. Guess what I did last night, guys? And these people must have thought, oh, this guy again. Where'd you go last night, Muhammad? He's like, oh, I went on the magic carpet and took me all the way to a mosque that didn't exist, Al-Aqsa. And then I tied my donkey on the outside, my carpet or my donkey. No, my donkey. I tied the donkey on the outside on a post. And guess what? After that, I jumped on my donkey again and I flew up to the heavens. And in the heavens, guess who I met? And he meets all these people in the heavens. But guess what? I will be the first one to enter the heavens. But they were there before me. Huh? And then not only that, I saw Adam complain that he was forced to sin by Allah. I met Moses, I met Jesus, and then I spoke to Allah himself. Oh, what did Allah say? No, that's a secret. Can't tell you that. But I did tell him that I can't pray 50 times a day. I can only pray 5 times. This is the man that Muslims want us to believe in, to follow, to understand that he is the one that Moses spoke about. Come on, man. This dude belongs in a loony house. He needs to be put away, medicated. This is the type of person they want you to believe is someone that is bringing, that's bringing something to the world. That's what they want you to believe. Surah 10:20 says this. They say, this is the unbelievers, why has your Lord not given him some miracles to support his claim of being his messenger. Say, the knowledge of the unseen belongs to Allah alone. Wait, I too shall be waiting with you. So Muhammad is saying, I don't know of any miracles. I can't do any miracles. I'll be waiting with you, waiting for some miracles to happen. Surah 13:7 says, the unbelievers say, why has God not sent him, Muhammad, some miracles? Muhammad, you are only a warner. So Muhammad again is only a warner. And one more verse, Surah 29:50, they say, why are the signs not sent down with him from his Lord, the miracles? The signs are only with Allah, and I am only a plain warner. That's what Allah says, Muhammad says. Ameen.
What's going on, man?
Nothing, literally nothing. 4 restrictions, not a single request, and I've been on for an hour.
It was yesterday. I'm wondering if they've just started to boycott your live. That's typically what happens. But then they can't help it after a while, and then they end up coming back.
Could be.
Man,
I mean, I see Sid. I mean, you see Sid is like popping in. He doesn't. He was cooked so badly by Duran apparently. He's just probably hiding from another beating.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So what I've done is I basically went through the reasons why Muhammad could never, ever, ever be the person that Moses spoke about. And this is just based purely by Quran and Bible. So again, Muslims, I may be wrong. You may have the answers. So I'm asking you guys to join in and explain it to me, because again, you guys have the answers as to why Muhammad is supposed to be in this Torah that we have with us today. You guys know the answer. Can you come up and make it make sense? Because again, I just read about the Quran saying that Muhammad had no miracles is a problem for you guys. Because again, in your Quran, it says this. The Quran makes a proclamation, and it says that the Muslim should take note of the verse I'm about to read, because it proclaims to know about miracles of God, one should go to the Bible. Did you guys know that? If you want to know about the miracles, go to the Bible. Surah 133. 133 says, they say, why does he not bring us a sign from his Lord? Has there not come to them proof of that which is written in the former scriptures, the Torah and the Gospel? The Quran is saying in the Torah and the Gospel, if you go to that book, you will find the miracles in those books. But in this book, there are no miracles. That's Surah 133.
Well, no, James, Muhammad did have miracles. You didn't see the video that I posted yesterday on my channel?
I just mentioned it probably 20 minutes ago that they must go to your page and watch it.
Bro, did you see? Guys, one of the miracles of Muhammad was whenever he would pee or whenever he would defecate or whatever, the earth would open up and would swallow it. That's one of the miracles, apparently. Or how about whenever he would walk outside, he didn't have a shadow. He had no shadows. Or one of the miracles was, even if you were taller than him, if you stood next to him, if you stood next to him, you would somehow be shorter. I kid you not. One of the other miracles was, if you're eating, like whenever he would eat food, flies couldn't even land on him, and flies couldn't even touch his food. And if they tried to, then they would go to Jahannam. They would go to hell. Bro. But we know that can't be true, though, because in the hadith, it says that he had lice. So how can flies not touch him, but lice can? I mean, make that make sense. But my God, bro, like this religion is insane.
So again, all we're saying is, right, Muslims have been making claims, and yet these Muslims can't defend their claims. And I chose a topic that Muslims run to. They would say to us, if you went on a live, then you said Muhammad was mentioned in the Bible, this is the verse they go to. I wouldn't take Song of Solomon's or Isaiah because they're not part of the Torah, because the Quran makes a specific claim to the Torah and the Injil. This is why I wanted to start with this verse. This 18:18, this is the number one to go to. And this verse proves that Moses never spoke about Muhammad. And then when we look at the reasons why it's not Muhammad, for example, that he did no miracles, yet Moses could, and Jesus did, which one is he more similar to? Which one is more similar to Moses? That's what I'm saying. The Quran is saying in 21:33, if you want to find these miracles, you need to go to the former scriptures, the Torah and the Injil. Now, why again are they sent to books that are corrupted? Again, and the dilemma just continues. The dilemma of Moses about Muhammad in the Bible is proving that the Bible is still referred to in the Torah, in the Quran, as the book to go to for evidence of miracles, because Muhammad did none. So when he had water coming flashed, he had the sprinkler system coming out of his fingertips. Why did he still wipe with stones and pebbles and sand when he could just use the sprinkler system to wash himself clean? Because that's what they use today, isn't it? Today they be using their left hand with a whole lot of water. The desert, they didn't have water, so they use clean sand. If you can see me making the in the air, what's it called in the air when you make the signs in the clean sand? Forget the name. But again, all I'm saying is, why would they go to this verse to try to prove Muhammad? Muslims, come on, man. I know you guys are sitting back there listening. Come up and tell us about this. As I said, Muhammad was possessed. Was Moses possessed? No.
Yeah, that's the problem with this particular narrative as well, is they only want to look at the little tiny similarity. Like I literally like one of them said that I kid you not, bro. And James, you know this because you've heard it. You've been doing this as long as I have. Actually, no, you've been doing it longer than I have, so you definitely heard this. When they try to say that Muhammad is like the prophet like Moses, one of their reasons is because Muhammad had a beard and Moses had to have had a beard as well. So I'm like, bruh, like they look for the smallest similarities and they say, okay, look, that's the reason. But what about the dissimilarities? Like, how was it that
Moses starts with the M. Muhammad starts with the M.
no, like, dude, literally, like those are those are literally their arguments. Do you remember when
Yes.
you remember when what's his name debated Dr. Michael Brown, that one
Oh,
Muslim kid?
specifically remember Nadir Ahmed debating Dr. Michael Brown on this issue, and these
Oh
were the
my
exact arguments he brought
arguments.
up.
Exactly,
Oh
bro.
my goodness, he was quoting Times Magazine, and
It was, bro.
oh my goodness.
I actually kid you not. That's my favorite debate of all time. If you guys haven't seen it, I'm not even trying to be funny. Like seriously, that's my favorite debate of all time. If you guys get a chance, go on YouTube and type in Nadir Ahmed versus Michael Brown, and it's on this debate, bro. He baked him so bad, bro, but he did it in such a graceful way. It was just horrible, man.
My Muslim cousin, I think you are Muslim. I think I've spoken to you before. I just forget because we speak to so many Muslims. But if you want to join in, and if you think that Muhammad is mentioned in 1818, or it is a prophecy about him, we haven't had a Muslim come up yet. And I've been on for over an hour, hoping that someone would come up and just make this make sense, because you guys claim this. Honestly, you guys make these claims. I'm just addressing your claims. It's funny. Ask Amin. I go through what Muslims claim, and then we address it. This is why our YouTube has over 200 videos, because we've addressed so many of these topics, because you guys are making those claims in those topics. So this is a claim. Yes, he's mentioning Deuteronomy 18:18. He is the prophet mentioned by Moses. We said, perfect. Well, let's check it.
Yeah, like,
Yep.
They told us
I
not
mean,
to debate you guys in the UK.
what?
Time will tell says, I'm not sure if he's a Christian or a
Oh,
Muslim.
he's probably talking about like a speaker's corner. I mean, imagine, guys, like you follow a religion and the you believe that those previous books are corrupted, but yet you believe that you can find your prophet in it. I mean, just like how ridiculous is this, bro? Like, guys, just stop. Like, this is Lord have mercy.
Yes, they are saying to what you see what he says. Time will tell. Can I bring you up? Time will tell, so I can just have a quick word with you, bro. This is not a debate. This is just purely, just come up for 2 minutes and just explain that to us, please. How are you doing, bro?
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, mate. Sorry, are you a Muslim?
No.
Okay,
But I in the last year I've been hearing a lot of Muslims on lives, and a lot of them, the last 6 months, have been telling each other that they shouldn't debate people like you. We know why. Because he's ripped them apart. So I'm only on TikTok the last year, and I never cared about Islam. I've got a personal reason to care about it. I've got a family issue that I should care more. But in the last year, being on here, hearing guys like James and Amin and Rita and Mushroom, and you've all opened my eyes to a religion that I never even cared about. Because I'm Scottish, and in Scotland it's not like England. We are not overrun. If you look at Birmingham or anything like that, it's all the council leaders are all part of the protected group, and they don't even speak Arabic. They speak the council meetings are in Urdu. They've been on strike. The bin men have been on strike for 6 months in Birmingham. It's unheard of. That's never been heard of. I know I'm deviating a wee bit, guys, but all I'm saying is guys like yous have opened my eyes to what Islam really is. And with the greatest respect, I do think it's from Satan. I don't think it's from a good God at all.
Amen to that. Well, I'm glad you said because again, we've been saying, and we've also heard, I've heard Muslims telling each other to stay away from these type of lives because they're making Islam look bad.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason for this as well is they are told that if they don't, then they will also be ostracized and attacked and ridiculed. And you just look at people like Chachi, who opens her mouth and then they attack her because she opened her mouth. And then they attack you if you go against the normal group of people, because these little they band together. But anyway, man, thank you so much for that.
Yeah, thanks for your time, and you are an inspiration, guys. You really are. The lot.
God bless, my man.
God bless.
God bless you, brother.
Okay, please, Muslims, come on, man. Give us. I understand that you guys are being controlled by the other Muslims, even though you guys say you're not. But can you step out of their shadow and let some kind of light shine on you? Might be the light of Christ, but come out of the darkness. Have a conversation. This is a topic you guys claim it is talking about Muhammad. I just want to go there.
Well, if they're standing under Muhammad, there would be no shadow, James. So
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
What is the one Muhammad had a cloud so he doesn't get sunburned?
Oh yeah.
Wherever he went, the
Wherever
cloud
he
followed him.
went, the cloud followed him, bro. Like, what
Uh,
in the
My
world?
goodness, that video.
Did
Oh,
you see the video, DJ?
yeah, I commented on it, dude. They treat him like some sort of weirdo demigod, pagan demigod. My goodness.
That's why I said at the end, like, oh Allah, like he's God, bro. Like he has to be in order for something like that to happen.
But it's like a weirdo pagan demigod, not even like God, like because no, like oh my god, nobody would like accept this like for their god because it's like a human demigod thing. Like
Insanity.
it's like cartoonish. That's what it
There's
is.
there's more videos like that. I mean, I should probably react to the other ones too, but yeah, I saw that and because actually Elijah sent that to me. And he was laughing at it because he said that he had aura. And I was like how did Muhammad have aura? He was like, no, bro, like you don't know. Like if you stand next to him, like you could be like 6'5", and if you stand next to him, you're shorter. I was like, bro, there's no way that's real. And he showed me the video, and I was like, bro, I gotta record this, bro. This is insane. But
He's gonna be as tall as Adam.
my God, bro, like,
Need a 50-foot grave for that dude in the
have you
end.
seen
My goodness.
have you seen Adam's tomb?
Yeah, there's
The picture of Adam's
like
tomb?
4 tunes or something all over the world.
Yeah,
no, it's
He
30 meters
took one
long.
step and he's in India.
yeah,
He took
yeah.
another step and he's like Russia. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's like 30 meters, bro. It's really, really long, bro. Like,
Dude, it's crazy. By the way, I was just in, and interrupt me anytime, James, if a Muslim like comes up or something. But I was in Clubhouse, and these Unitarians talking about church history, and they
oh
wanted to do
God.
like 2-minute talking at a time, and I didn't know that. But they wanted to do that, and every time I would try to challenge them, push them, and I was challenging their own sources, and their sources ended up like busting themselves. Man, I got kicked out.
You were talking
Make
to
me upset.
David, what's that dude's name? David Bachetto, or was it
No,
David?
I was talking to Trilla, and he got mad at me, and I was saying like, "Do you agree with the article like you just read?" And I kept pushing him on it, and I read Ignatius to him because he was challenging me to read Ignatius. I read it to him, and then I pushed him on the article he shared with me, and Trilla kicked me out, and so that made me upset.
Yeah,
Goodness.
I mean, when you go to church history, like, I mean, you can just read like the council, like even just the councils. Like you can just read the councils and it just anathematizes all of those heresies. Like this stuff has been dealt with thousands of years ago. Like I
No,
don't
no. I know, but they were trying to say early Christians before, Christianity got corrupted and their God couldn't, preserve their Christianity.
wait, so when did it get corrupted though? That's always the question I ask them.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
so Jesus is a liar in Matthew 16 when he says that the gates of hell will not prevail against the church. So immediately after Jesus, the church got corrupted.
Mhm.
Got it.
They can't think that far. But yeah, the clubhouse is the old stomping grounds, but yeah.
I don't even know how you
Uh,
go into those rooms, bro. Like I can't even even if I hear them, bro, my skin just starts crawling. I can't even bro, like I can't even listen to their arguments. That's how triggered I get.
yeah, it was pretty terrible. And I guess I didn't know they wanted to do 2 minutes uninterrupted. And so, like, he would talk and then I would try to interject, and he got super mad. And so he kicked me out. But whatever.
Good times. Well, James, don't think you're gonna get anybody today. Just gonna be honest with you.
What's the topic?
Oh, I think he's probably off. He's probably doing something. Yeah, guys, come up if you want to have the conversation. Oh,
We're asking you Muslims to make it make sense. We're following your claims. We're trying to understand your claims. We're trying to understand your book. And yet you guys are just afraid of coming up and making it make sense.
I really think like they're just telling them not to come to your rooms anymore.
I'm going to have to make a whole different account.
I mean, yeah, I guess you might have to. When's your other account getting unbanned?
Tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Yeah, so again, I can always go live with the Zulu Viking one, and use that account, because again, there's a whole different group of people on that. So let me come up with that account, and then you guys can give that one a follow as well. And again, you guys can see that I'm honestly trying to make it make sense, guys. Honestly trying to have these conversations. So let me put up my Zulu Viking, and please give this one a follow as well. And the reason for this is that if anything ever happens to these accounts, why aren't I following you on that? Okay. So let me request there. Got 2 requests. So guys, give me a follow on the Zulu Viking as well. Again, it's not the James, so people won't assume it's me. So I can go live on that one tomorrow just to get a whole different crowd of people. Because I mean, this is a great topic, and we can always go back to prove Jesus is a Muslim. Sorry, and then there's another guy that keeps coming up. He's gonna get your pens and papers. For all those that thought this is just a walk in the park, get your pen and paper, get your screenshots ready. Christian Sheikh, welcome.
God bless you all, believers and unbelievers. سلام المسيح للجميع. شلام دمشيح الكلهم. How are you, my friends? Well, not my friend. How are you, family?
All good, my brother. God bless you.
God bless, God bless. So I just want to add something that I was reading right now, a book by Suyuti, the book called كتائب الخصائص الكبرى by Suyuti. He's talking about the life of Muhammad. So I was reading and tell my wife, this is what I'm reading. And my wife, she said, oh my mind, like the things I'm reading about Muhammad when he was born.
I think that's where they got that thing from, bro. Because that's the book about his qualities and his attributes.
Okay. Listen to this one. I mean, so I just was reading that right now. It's volume 1, page 100 and up. It's saying that Muhammad, when he was born, his mom, well, the wet nurse, the one she took care of him, not his original mom, she left him with I think his sister. It says his sister. So his mom, so-called mom, she forgot him that she left him with his sister. She went and checked with him to check with his sister to see what's going on with him. She said, "Mom, you cannot believe the cloud never left him. Wherever he go, the cloud follow him."
God, bro.
Yeah.
This is one. The second one, he have the seal of the prophet sign on his body.
Yeah,
The mold.
Yeah, so the sign is like a mold in his back between his shoulders.
That's the mold.
He was basically a hunchback.
Yeah, in his back. Yeah, between his shoulder. This is what it says. One of them, it says look like an egg, and another one says look like an apple. And the guy, he was so close to the prophet.
Was it an ostrich egg?
No, I swear they said like a dove egg. The same size.
The apple must be tiny.
I don't know, but listen to this one. The guy, there was one walking behind him, and he was so close to the Prophet Muhammad. He actually, his mouth touched the seal of the Prophet.
What?
And his mouth touching it, and then he starts smelling so beautiful smells from that seal.
From the mall. Hold on, wait. Say it again.
Is this the mall? Oh my
We'll get it then. Say that one more time.
Hold on. I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna show it. And
Let
Musa.
me give you the big screen 1 second.
What the world? Bro?
Oh my goodness, dude.
While he's finding that, I just want to say a shout out to a guy or someone called JB. JB, you know who you are. Yesterday you bought me a coffee. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for all those that have been buying me a coffee. If you guys go to the bio, there's a donation thing called Buy Me a Coffee. And if anyone wants to buy me a coffee, it's just going towards me trying to get me a new laptop. And for all the others that have already bought me a coffee, God bless you. Thank you. The link is both in the bio on YouTube and on TikTok. Just buy me a coffee. But JB, man, thank you.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to laugh more? So this is the book. Where's my finger? This is the book of a great characters.
I need you to get me one of them.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, how are you guys finding these things?
Hold on, guys.
Are you scratching with your finger?
No. I have a canary in the house, so he makes some doo-doo in the computer. But listen, this is
computer swallow it up.
Volume 1, page 101. Is actually started from 100. Talking about his you know what? Let me go to 100. You'll see what it's saying here. James, you want to read? Hold on, let me make it small.
Okay, let me see.
Hold on. Do you want me to send it to you and then you can read it from your end?
Yes,
It's up
please.
to you. Okay, let me do it.
Yeah, this that book, القصص الكبرى by Sayuti, he says in that book as well, I forget which page it is, but the names that only belong to Allah, Muhammad shares in them. One of the names that Muhammad has is Al-Ahad, and that's the name you get for Allah in the verse that they always spam us, Qul Huwallahu Ahad. That's actually one of the names of Muhammad, Al-Ahad. So it's like, bro, like, I don't know how they get this information. Like, is this in the hadith or I don't know, but I mean that's a Sayuti. Like you can't you can't go against that guy.
Okay, let me see. I've got it now. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome, brother. You're welcome.
So it says, must read the whole thing?
It's like page 100, page 102, 101, 102. And you'll see, look, the interesting thing, it will drag you to know more. So you're going to keep reading and see the cloud, see the prophet sealed and the smell, how it looks like, the egg and apple, the guy he put it in his mouth. You will read and see, it will get you like dragged to his story, the beautiful things that happened to the prophet that no one talk about it. We need to talk about it.
All righty. It says, narrated, Ibn Abbas said that blah blah did not let him go far away, so she neglected him. So he went out with his sister, blah blah blah, and went out until she found him with his sister. Let me just get to the point. I stood up, and when he walked, she walked until he reached this place. I swear. Let me just get to this.
No, go back. You missed the cloud. So when you decide to not read it, all of it, you miss the cloud because the cloud is before it.
So I'm on page 100.
Yeah, I know. You missed some lines. This is what I'm saying.
Okay, it says,
He went out with his sister.
okay, she went out with his sister, Shema, in the afternoon to Al-Baham, and Halima went out to ask for him until she found him sitting with her sister. And she said in his hurrah, and her sister said, "O mother, my brother is not free. I saw a cloud that remained on him. If he stood up, I stood up. And when he walked, she walked until he reached this place."
God, bro, what?
So the cloud followed him. And then she said, "Yes, I swear." Ibn Sa'd narrated from Zuhri that he said, a delegation of the Hawazin came to the Prophet, and among them was his uncle from breastfeeding, Abu Tharawan. And he said, "O messenger, I saw you breastfeeding."
His uncle of breastfeeding.
I saw you breastfeeding.
You really can become like, you can't call it
this is like Moses.
relatives. You can call it milk relatives, I guess. What in the world is going on?
Well, this is like Moses, bro. Moses must have did the same thing. And I did not see a nurse better than you. Ha? Okay. What? Hang on a second. I saw you breastfeeding. Talking to the uncle. I saw you breastfeeding. And I did not see a nurse better than you. And I saw you weaning. And I did not see a weaning man better than you. And I saw you weaning. Not your wiener, weaning. And I saw you as a young man. And I did not see a young man better than you. And I saw you in the course of goodness. Benefit in mentioning Halima's hair from what the Prophet used to dance with his boyhood. Ibn al-Tara said, I saw in the book of Al-Taqdis by blah, 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 that from the poetry of Halima, from what the Prophet used to dance with, so he used to dance, okay, "O Lord, when I have given him, he will keep him and his companion to the highest and the highest," and he refuted falsehoods of his enemy. Ibn Saba mentioned in blah blah that Halima said, "I used to give him the right breast and he would drink from it. Then he would turn to the left breast and he refused to drink from it."
What kind of religion? What kind of religion would write this stuff? You know, I mean, it's probably busy, but now I get it. Now I get it why Chris, Danny, and Study would say, "Hey, that's my milk brother." Not blood brother, but my milk brother. That's how we're related.
No,
My goodness.
if you notice, they said he refused to take the left breast.
Yeah, he refused to take the left one because the left is from Shaitan.
Yeah, because everything left is Shaitan's side.
Okay, let me just keep reading. Let me just keep reading. Watch this. It goes on. It says, mentioning miracles and characteristics in his noble creation, Allah bless him. And then said, the chapter is mention of the seal of the Prophet. Two shaitans narrated from, sheikhs narrated from blah blah Zidi. I stood behind the back of the Prophet and I looked at his ring between his shoulders like a hopscotch button.
What? It's a comedy book, man.
Wait. Repeat that.
It's getting better.
Okay, watch this. Oh my Lord. He says, I stood behind the back of the Prophet and I looked at his ring between his shoulders like a hopscotch button. Muhammad, Muslim, and Bayaki.
It's getting better. Just wait.
Oh my gosh. Hang on a second. I need to Google something. I just want to do a quick.
You gonna see how it look like? Yeah,
oh my Lord.
I'm telling you.
How the heck do they translate that to modern times?
Yeah, the story will drag you to know more and read more because it's so interested that you're gonna keep reading and you want to know more. And what about this like weird prophet?
Oh my
Was
goodness.
there a hopscotch button in the 600s? What?
Oh, for those that don't know, just Google
What?
hopscotch button. I've got it on my screen. It's in like a normal button, but it's big. It's bigger. It's like a 50 pence. Yeah, a 50p. But man, anyway, let me just keep going. It says Muslims, blah, 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 said, I saw the seal of the prophet between his shoulders, like an egg of a dove, similar to his body. Yeah. And Al-Tirmidhi took it out with the words red gland like an egg of the dove. Muslim narrated, and he said, I looked at the seal of the prophet between his shoulders when he bent his left shoulder, and he added 2 horses to it, such as the likes of warts, the notches by the addition of the noon, and the silence of the geen, and the dictionary of the left shoulder branch, and the plural by the addition of the jim by the palm, if it is combined by the 2 horses, are plural of empty. Don't understand any of that. Which are the black moles, and the wart, the plural of wart, which is the love that transcends the appearance of the body.
Okay.
Wow.
No clue. Keep reading, brother. Keep reading.
Yeah, man, this is weird because Ahmed ibn Sa'b and blah blah narrated that da sent. I went with my father to the prophet, and I looked at the like of the commodity between his shoulders. And Ibn Sa'd's pronunciation was like an apple, and Ahmed's pronunciation was like a dove's egg. Bukhari in the history of blah blah blah, the seal between the shoulders of the prophet was a protruding flesh. Tirmidhi took it out, a word and a few prostitute. What? Oh my goodness. Tirmidhi took him out with a word that had a few prosies in his back, and Ahmed took him out with the word of profane flesh between his shoulders. Al blah 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 and blah blah said, I came to the messenger of Allah, and he threw his robe at me and said, look at what I have commanded. And I saw the ring, his shoulders like a dove's egg.
You are in 102?
Now I'm 102.
Oh, now it's gonna get more. Past. Hold on. Not. It's talking about the seal of the prophet. البن أصابع على خاتم فقيل المجتمع عند كتفيه وخرجت به خرج من بيضان جلده وخرج خلفه بجانب. Yeah, read if you see like Ibn Asakir عن جابر bin Abdullah. It's almost like in the middle of the page. You will see this name, or you can see.
Ibn Asakir narrated that Jabir ibn Abdullah, that the prophet of Allah followed me behind him. So I put my mouth on the seal of the prophet, and he made me breathe a mask. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's
the dude put his mouth on the back of the prophet on his mole, and Muhammad said to him, breathe in the musk.
What?
I put my mouth on the seal of the prophet, and he made me breathe a musk.
No, I mean, I heard when you said it the first time. I'm just trying to make sense of what you said.
Oh my goodness.
You ever watch those cartoons where it's like, like a skunk walks by and it sprays and then like the mist comes up and it travels? Bro, that's what I immediately started thinking of, like a cartoon, bro. My God.
Bro.
There's more. There's a code. There's a code on the seal.
I gotta say, John 4, when Christ is like, anyone who drinks of this water, will be thirsty again, but anyone who takes the water that I drink, that I provide, will never thirst again. That's beautiful. And it's like anyone who takes upon this musk of the seal of the prophet of the mole. Oh my gosh. How are we supposed to compare this, man?
Oh, you can't make this up. Let's keep going. It says, Al-Tabarani and Asakir narrated that Zayd ibn Attab said that I saw the ring of the back of the Prophet as if it were stamping with it. Ibn blah 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 said the seal of the Prophet was on the back of the Prophet like a gun made of flesh written in it. Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. So, oh my gosh, it was so big. You could write Muhammad is the messenger of Allah on it.
Oh the mole spelled that out, huh?
Abu Naim narrated that Salman said that he said, between the shoulders is an egg like an egg of the dove on which is written Allah alone. There is no partner for him. So it goes on. Wow. Muhammad is the messenger. Oh my gosh, check this out. It says, this is what's written on him. It says Allah alone. There is no partner for him. Muhammad is the messenger of Allah, and its appearance is directed wherever you wish. You are the Mansur. All that is written
How big
on the
is it?
mole.
How big the mole is?
All of that's written on the mole?
All
This
that's
is
on the
amazing.
mole.
Mashallah.
Is the Quran on the mole as well? What's going on here? A verse of the Quran.
James, when you get done reading this, I want to show a comment that somebody left under one of my videos on this. Because now I know where it's coming from. I actually might pull it and show them that no, he actually was right when he said this stuff.
Yeah. Well, it looks like it because one more page, 103.
Yeah, James, you're on.
I mean, you might as well. Yeah, go ahead and read. I mean, we're very invested at this point, so now you have to read it.
Now we're in. So Tabarani said the seal of the Prophet was on the tip of his left shoulder. Oh, left side. As if it was the knee of a goat.
What?
As if it was of the knee of a goat. And the messenger hated to see the ring. How in the world can he see his left shoulder blade?
What in the world?
The guy, remember, he had eyes at the back of his head.
Oh, it says that?
No, in your video. The video.
Oh,
that you got. Yeah.
Bro.
It says he had eyes in the back of his head. Okay, so Muhammad hated to look.
You went mute.
No, I probably got a phone call.
So Muhammad had eyes in the back of his head. You know. You didn't see that one coming, did he?
Didn't see it coming. It's no pun intended. It's funny because it's like I don't know what happened to James. It's funny because it's like when you just read this stuff, it's like
the black
Oh, James, your thing went out. We didn't hear
you
anything
were
for the past minute.
for like a couple minutes.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow. Hang on a second. Let me just double check this.
You got to go back to the mole is the knee of the goat. That's where we stopped.
Okay, there we go. The seal of the Prophet was the tip of his left shoulder as if it were the knee of a goat. And Muhammad hated to see the ring. So he could see the back of his back, and only he could do that. That's a miracle of Muhammad. And then it says, Aisha said that the seal of the Prophet was like a black tattoo that was struck to yellow around it with overlapping hairs as if it were the knowledge of a Persian.
What?
I got to read it twice. I got to say it again. So Aisha said that the seal of the Prophet was like a black tattoo and was struck to yellow around it with overlapping hairs. So it had like a fold over, a comb over.
I'm not gonna lie, that sounds infectious.
As if it were the knowledge of a Persian. Wow. So the scholars had. So go on.
No, I was gonna say it reminds me like this mole is pretty big. It reminds me of like you ever see like really really buff people, and like you wonder like man like I mean you're so buff, like how do you Like, how do you even wipe your own behind, bro? Like, because you can't turn around. You can't turn around to wipe because you're so buff. I wonder if it was the same way with this mole, man. Mole is so big, bro. You can't even like. That's insane, dude.
When he
Like,
turned around, he smacked people out the way. So let's see. The scholars said the narrators differed in the seal of the prophet, and this is not a difference. Okay, they differed, but it's not a difference. But each is similar to what was given to him. One of them said that it is like a button of the hopscotch, which is the egg, which is a well-known bird, or the button of the bird. Another is like an egg of a dove. Another is like an apple. Another is a few pieces of flesh. Maybe it's like the black stone. Another is a piece of flesh. Another is like a piece of meat. And another is like a goat's knee. I love that. All of which are words that have one meaning, which is a piece of meat. And whoever says poetry, because the hair around him is superimposed on it, as in another narration. There's so much to take in there. Wow. Man, I wonder if
This
this
is
is what
amazing. Not gonna lie. This has to be proof.
must be, because I'm telling you, this is what the Zut were holding on to when they were riding Muhammad.
oh,
Not
that's
gonna
what I
lie. I'm
wanted
gonna
to
have to
show
leave
you.
you guys enjoying like Islam because this is amazing.
Can I get a big screen real quick, James? That's actually DJ just reminded me what I wanted to show you guys. Um, this is what somebody left underneath um, my video on this topic, which is just goes to show you the depravity of these guys. So he says that's the properties that proved he's a prophet at that time. What's so strange about that? Miracles used to be a thing at that time, and the Quran is the biggest miracle of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sharing videos like these to get some clout won't help you, bro. It'll just make you look desperate for attention. And then notice what the other guy underneath it says. They believe in everything except the truth. I'm like, bro,
Oh my God.
like this is how deluded you have to be. If you think that a miracle, like well, for one, whenever we look in the Bible and we see Jesus doing miracles, it was part of his ministry, like because it was prophesied in Isaiah and Ezekiel and all of these different books that he will he'll open the eyes of the blind, he'll he'll heal the mute, he'll make the lame walk. Like these things as miracles came from the Old Testament, proving that he was the Messiah. But furthermore, they actually had practical application. Like it was actually like helping people. But what's the purpose of the miracle of Muhammad peeing on the ground and the earth opening up and swallowing it? How's that helping anybody?
I don't know, man.
John
know.
Geometris says you must show his message on your video as well. Geometers. John Geometers.
They're saying on what, YouTube? Or
No,
I
no,
mean, they
no.
should be able to see it.
No. They said John is saying show his message. His
Oh,
comment.
oh,
I don't know, man. Christ says, "Come to me, all you are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." Muhammad says, "Come to me and smell the musk of my mole, and
that's
it'll
disgusting, bro.
it'll help you." I don't know what to choose at this
That's
moment, but
absolutely insane, dude. Lord have mercy, honestly, on these guys.
While you're doing that, let me just read a little bit more and then let me just see if there's anything. It just goes on and on and on about the same mole. But you guys get the message, man. Oh, it goes on over here and says, the scholars differ to whether a child was born with him or gave birth after his birth. And those who say that the second one is based on what is mentioned in the hadith, blah, blah, blah. Earlier in breastfeeding, it is reported he was raised at the same time of his death. Huh? Never mind. That's just a whole different thing. Holy, says hi to you. No, sorry. Holy says hi to you.
What's going on, bro?
I love that, Holy. I love that, man.
James?
Yes, sir.
Did you have fun with the book?
Oh man, I'm gonna read that in my own time somewhere.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Hey, listen, guys. I don't know if you know about this, but actually, Muhammad, he have siblings. So his mom, she
Does he?
actually delivered babies before him. Yes.
I never thought of it.
Yeah. If you want, when I go home, I will get you the source and you can read it, brother.
Awesome.
Man, I got so
Well,
much
thanks for sharing that one today. I don't know if somebody, James or Amin or Christian, could send me that source. That was fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say, James, can you send that in the general group so we can all have it?
Yes, sir.
There's a I posted a video and I'll probably just repost it because that was before our channels really had traction. But there's a video that I made, like a little short, where it explained why the Kaaba was or is black. And that's also in their sources too. That's a crazy story. Apparently, the women were rubbing their period blood on it, and then it became like black. Or Ronnie, that's the story, right? Or something like that, right? Like they were rubbing their cycles on it.
No, actually they used to rub their private part on it.
Yeah.
Because they believe that stone is gonna make them pregnant. So they used to rub their private part.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry. I was thinking the sins of the people is what made it black or something like that. I have to find the source specifically, but it's in their sources, bro. Like,
It
but
does
no,
say
it is.
the sins were taken. The stone took the sins of the people. That's why it
Yeah.
turned from white to black. The problem is, if the sin took the stone, the Muslims are kissing the sins.
Bro, they don't. This is matter of fact. When I showed that hadith from their sources, I had a really good friend of mine. She was an Arabic speaker, and we would talk a lot. But she, I mean, and she was Muslim. And I showed her that because she was asking me something about that. So I showed it to her. And after that, bro, she just stopped talking to me basically. Like,
I have a question. What if the black stone in the Kaaba is the mole of Muhammad? Because again, it looked like a button. One of them says it like several stones or several pieces of meat.
my God.
How do we know there's not Muhammad in there, man?
Muhammad used it as a like a back scratcher on his mole. But I was gonna say, like, I'm just making up, and it could be wrong, of course. Muhammad just heard these stories about Christ being the stone and the rock, and he forgives sins, and so the rock is Christ who forgives sins, and then he got the stories of pagan god from this pagan Kaaba god, and I think he just combined it all.
Well,
He's called
let me help you with
the
this,
ear,
DJ.
so I don't know.
The cornerstone, DJ. The cornerstone. Jesus
Right.
is the cornerstone. Where's the black stone? The corner. He
Mhm.
misunderstood everything about the cornerstone. He's like, let me just find a stone and put the stone in the corner.
He just
and
heard it
good.
all because he called the ear, and then he combined it all, and he just misunderstood it all. So,
Exactly.
oh my goodness.
I just want to apologize to all of you guys. I was hoping that this would be a fruitful conversation with us and Muslims, and that the Muslims would request, because, and if it is true that they told to stay away from these lives, I will create a new account with a different name. YouTube will stay the same. I will, of course, introduce you guys to the new account. I do have one up my sleeve. I do have another account that I share with someone else, but this someone else is gone AWOL for a while. I just need to make a few adjustments to that account, and then that should bring a lot of people back in. But again, guys, I just apologize that the Muslims are not willing to engage. I do see them popping in, but I see them running out just as fast. All we can do is just prove to you guys that if we have to read from the Torah and the Quran, Muhammad is not mentioned there. If we try to look for similarities and we say, well, hang on a second, let's just read about the seal of the Prophet. maybe Muhammad's seal was, when the stone stole his clothes, they needed to check his seal of his prophethood because he was naked and they were looking down between his jingle bells and trying to see if there was anything that smells there, but nothing. So again, maybe the jingle bells of Moses and the mole of Muhammad are both, forms of the seals of that confirming their prophethood. So I'm not sure. That could be another way of looking at it. A Muslim's going to say, not only do both their names start with M, they both had the seal of prophethood on them. The stone had to steal Moses' clothes so that we can, get the jingle bells, jingle all the way. And then he chases the stone, beats the stone, and then they got to see that he had the mole. He had the seal.
Well, Moses had to walk so Muhammad could run, so makes sense.
Indeed. So again, I'm just going to apologize for this. And what we'll do is, Chris says this, Chris Oakley, he made a good comment. He's basically saying that, he says, just read the Bible for a few and it'll draw the satanic cult back in because they're allergic to the Bible. They want to come and stop that. So imagine now if I started reading from the Bible, they would be like, whoa, hang on a second. How dare you go to the Bible? So Sarah Gray says, jingle bells, that's ruined my Christmas and one of my favorite Christmas songs. Well, Zara, at Christmas time, when you sing that song, you will smile even more thinking about Moses chasing the stone. So why don't we do this, guys? And again, just to I'll do this and for another 10 minutes, and I'm praying a Muslim will join 15 minutes maybe. I can continue, but it's just I'm going to read Psalm 46. I told you guys we're going to read a psalm a day, so that we can just remember the Psalms. So let's and again, these Psalms are also for us as a reminder. So Psalm 46 today says this: God is our refuge and strength. Now remember today when we first started, and I did say to you that every single one of us is going through something. All of us, we're all going through something. We don't know what others are saying or going through, even though they're all bubbly and happy and greeting and yada yada yada. We don't know what people are going through. That's why I said earlier today, just keep praying for people, me included, because you guys don't know what I'm going through and I don't know what you're going through. But I pray that you remind yourself that God is our refuge and strength. And this is why reading the Psalms is just a reminder. So I'm just saying, just a reminder for you guys, for us, and for the Muslims. It says, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore, we will not fear, though the earth give way, though the mountains be moved into the heart of the sea, though its water roar and foam, though the mountains tremble at its swelling. There's a river whose streams make me glad, the city of God, the holy habitation of the Most High. God is in the midst of her. She shall not be moved. God will help her when morning dawns. The nations rage, the kingdom totter. He utters his voice, the earth melts. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. Come, behold the works of the Lord, how he has brought desolations on the earth. He makes war cease to the end of the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the chariots with fire. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The Lord of Jacob is our fortress. Selah. So, again, wasn't this just like a perfect reminder? Perfect reminder that we are never alone. He is with us. So again, you guys are going through things that I will not be able to imagine. And every single one of us just has to remember that. So you're asking about Selah. So Selah is a Hebrew word. I'm just going to read it from this because I had to find the right way to interpret this. In the Bible, and it's in Psalms, and it serves as a musical or a liturgical mark. It's just like a pause, just to reflect on the text that we just read. So it's just basically to remind us how to stop and pause and then continue, putting emphasis on what we just read. So it's
James?
basically just a pause. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, because I heard you talking about Salah, the one you find in the end of the verse, right? Or
Yes.
yeah, whatever. So you just remind me of something that actually I saw in the Quran. When I go home, I will look for it. Is actually he put the same exact word in the Quran, the same exact thing in the end of the verse. They wrote it so small in the end of the verse on top of the verse. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. No, I don't know the word. I don't know the verse, but yeah, that would be great to see.
Yeah, so we have it in our Bible, the Arabic Bible. They wrote Salah. Salah is Sad, Lam, Alif. They wrote it so small and they put it in the verses exactly how it was written in the Bible, right? But they translated to Arabic, and this is how they write it the same exact way. In the Quran, they have the same exact copy of the word from the Arabic Bible, and they put it in the Quran too. So what is that telling you? It's telling you that actually they just copy paste whatever we have. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When I go home, I will try to find it because it's all over the Quran, and then we can see it through your screen or whatever you want to see. Okay, brother?
No worries. But yeah, basically, guys, when you're reading it and you see Salah in the Psalms, it's telling you just to contemplate what was just said, to stop, pause, listen, understand its meaning. So again, there's a reason that we have this. It's reminding us not to just be like Muslims and just, speed through verses. We need to understand what the verse is actually teaching us. What is it saying? We need to go back to the verse. That's why when I read the verse, especially the Psalms, I try to explain it to myself as I go along. That's why when I read Psalm 23, which is one of my favorites, you break it down by understanding each part of it. And it's so beautiful, so beautiful. So again, we don't need to continue till the point where we bore ourselves. I think we've done a okay job today with just presenting what we have. No Muslims have requested, which is unfortunate. So what I would suggest is that maybe tomorrow, either I do the same topic, giving them another fresh start, or I can say that we change a topic. What do you guys think? Let me ask whoever. Let me ask. Walk with Spirit. You're the last one I saw on YouTube. Should we keep the same topic or do the topic? They did, DJ. They did. Not a single Muslim today, bro, and I've been on for 2 hours. Not a single one, and I took them to their topic, Deuteronomy 18:18. Should we do the same topic, or should we do was Jesus a Muslim? Hey, both YouTube, TikTok, help me out. What should we say? What should the topic be?
I have to think about it. Hold on.
Honestly, I'm saying this for the Muslims to engage.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an offensive topic, so I don't know. I would try it again. But whatever you want to try, of course. If you want to try, is Jesus a Muslim? Then try that one.
Well, we will do this tomorrow. I can start with this topic, and then if this topic doesn't get any traction, tomorrow's Friday. So these guys get more brownie points on a Friday because it's Friday. their Sabbath. So maybe we can do this. I'll start with this topic because I actually love the fact that they want to use this verse. And I'm even willing to take someone like Sid, who seems to, he said to me in the chat before he disappeared, is that Deuteronomy 18 will cook me. So, but he didn't request. Maybe he's licking his wounds after yesterday.
Do you think that do you think these guys actually believe the stuff they say? Like, or do you
I
think
don't
it's
know, man.
just for
That's a good
show?
question.
Because there's no way you could say something like, "Oh, he's definitely in there. It's gonna cook you," knowing all of what we know about the scripture, bro. And he knows it too because he's debated this topic like 8 times. Like, I don't understand how you guys sleep at night knowing that this stuff is just demonstrably false. Like, you pacify yourself with thinking that one day you'll be able to prove it. But all the evidence points against what it is that you're saying about it, yet you still continue to pretend like it doesn't exist. Like, you guys need to repent. I'm serious. Like,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous, man.
Well, I'm at a standstill over here. I think that we best just say, you know, maybe I can just, maybe today I can actually do something else and my wife will be happy because she'd be like, oh, you finished early today. Just let me say again, thank you to the mods, both YouTube and TikTok. Thank you for all the work that you guys do and all the verses and the chapters and the reminders and stuff. So God bless you guys for all those that bought me a coffee. Thank you. The link is in the TikTok and the YouTube bio. Just thank you for that. I will go live again tomorrow. Same time. As I said, I'll do the same topic. If you listen to Muslims on other lives, if they are talking about Muhammad being in the Torah and the Injil or in Deuteronomy, remind them that we are having the same live tomorrow, same topic. And they welcome in, they welcome, because I mean, this is the type of topic that will cook them. Because as I said, if we have to go to the verse itself, 18:18, what cooks them the most when it comes to this whole thing over here is that when I go through this list of things that compare Jesus, Moses, and Muhammad, we know that Jesus and Muhammad did miracles, but the Quran tells us that Muhammad did no miracles. So how in the world is he a prophet like Moses? Now, I think Sid was in the live until I said that, and then he left. As soon as I mentioned that, Sid was like, oh, I'm gone. Because they know that they have to add to the book. They have to add to the book, the Quran, to make Muhammad make sense. Dude for Christ just gave us a reminder, just a good reminder. Thank you so much for that. September 28th, 5 o'clock Chris's time. I don't know what time it will be in our time, but Chris is hosting David Wood for Christians alone, for Christians to come up and Christians to say, yes, sir, 28th. That's in 2 days, on Sunday,
That's
month
awesome.
Saturday. So he will have him up for Christians just to say what's up and have, meet and greet. And I would suggest that anyone that goes up, say thank you. Just seriously. And the amount of work, Sam, David, Christian Prince, Rob Christian, are 3 names of people that I look at that did the work. We borrow from a lot of what they've done, but these guys have done the work. And I know that there's others, just forgive me if I've left anyone else, but these guys have done a lot of the work. So if David is there, just go up and say thank you, man. That's it.
Yeah, they a lot of us have the same story about how we got introduced to apologetics. The 3 people that really kind of like got me into it and got me realizing like, oh snap, like this is not like there's definitely something wrong here, is Christian Prince, Sam Shamoun, and Rob Christian, and I've had the privilege of speaking with all three of them. I spoke to Sam twice. I spoke to Christian Prince once, and I actually get to do ministry now with Rob. So to me, that's strange. I never thought I'd be doing ministry with Rob, but the Lord works the way that He does. So I'm very blessed and very happy to be able to do that. So guys, make sure that you all follow them, read their materials. They've put a lot of work out, and they've been a tremendous blessing to the body of Christ where this particular situation is concerned.
I
Amazing.
want to add something on that. So when I first had Rob Christian request on my live, see, you talk about the devil and he will appear. The first time I mentioned Rob Christian request, I muted because I was like, don't get starstruck. Don't,
Bro,
you
me
know.
too. Bro, I was so, bro, that's so funny. Bro, the first time I was on a panel with Rob, I was really nervous because I was like, bro, like this is the dude that I've been watching for years. I was like, man, I don't want to say something wrong. Like, let me just go ahead and just let him do his thing. And I mean, and Rob is just really chill, man. Like, but he has a lot of information. So when he speaks, like, you guys really do need to listen. Like, I'm telling you, he knows everything about everything where this religion is concerned.
Always new information that you never heard of.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I had the opposite when it came to Sam. So I was on a live with Sam, and we were enjoying ourselves, and we were talking and stuff, and then I muted, and then Sam, and I asked Sam a question. I said, Sam, did you ever hear a Muslim say this? Because a Muslim said something crazy, and Sam and I were laughing, and then I muted, and a Christian came up, and the Christian said something stupid. I don't know what this dude said. And Sam, he just took out the Gatling, man, and he just obliterated. I was so glad I didn't have a comeback on that. That guy said, I just muted his way. That was crazy.
It's funny. I'll tell you a story. One time, this was like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And everybody knows, like, if you're watching one of Sam's streams, like, don't come in late and ask like what he would consider to be like dumb questions. Bro, so I came in late to I don't even remember what the stream was about anymore. But I came in late and I asked a question that he probably answered like 5,000 times, bro. And he just unloaded on me. And I think he almost blocked me, but he definitely muted me. And I was, but I'm a brother. I'm a brother. Like,
maybe I was
but
on
no,
that
but like
live.
I get it though.
It was exactly that. It was exactly the same. I muted some guy
Yeah.
or something, and he was just like, whoa.
Yeah, dude,
I mean, like,
the YouTube. Sorry. I mean, the YouTube I came across, it had to do all with the same thing, because I remember, I don't know what came first. I either thought I didn't do well with like the Jehovah's Witness first, or my atheistic friend first. I think it was Jehovah's Witness first, where I thought I could just watch a couple videos and I thought I would do well, but it didn't go well. But I would come across videos and Sam would be on those videos, and thus it would lead out to certain things. And then I remember talking with my atheist friend, and I was so dumb, so naive. And I would say, hey, these Muslims, they were just extremist Muslims in 9/11 or 9/11. That's not what they really believe. And Christians and Muslims, they kind of believe the same thing. And I got schooled by this atheist. And then I looked up, do Muslims and Christians believe the same God? And David Wood's videos came up. And then that kind of, led to the rest. And yeah. So you got to get cooked. You got to get cooked by both Jehovah's Witnesses and like atheist on what you believe about God, and Muslims and Christian. So it's kind of interesting.
That's what I said the other day about Islam being the rod of God. I don't know if you were there that day, DJ, but I said that that religion is the rod of God. And typically, like, people will hear it, like the Muslims will hear it and be like, oh, mashallah, he's praising us. But that's not a good thing, because Hebrews says that God chasteneth all those in whom he calls sons, all those in whom he loves. So if he chasteneth us, if he disciplines us, they're the rod in which he disciplines us with. And what do I mean? Sometimes we take our faith for granted. We take theological truths specifically for granted. And because we grow up in a society where everybody believes the same thing, we never really get pushback. But the pushback is what helps you to grow in what you believe. And it helps you to understand why so you can teach others. If you never get any pushback, then you'll never know. And I feel like he uses them because most of their arguments, if not all of them, are just dumb. But if you don't even know how to answer the dumb arguments, then that means that there's something wrong. So he uses them to teach us to value our faith more and our theology, because our theology is very rich and it's beautiful. But if you don't ever have any reason to study it, then you won't know.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys, if you're not following Zulu Viking, please follow. That's my other account numero 4. Please follow that account. Any last words, guys? I'm gonna just dragging out now, so we'll save it for tomorrow. Same topic first, and then we can change it to, was Jesus a Muslim? Anything to say, brothers?
Well, I would try this topic again. I mean, maybe for 20 minutes and then switch to the other topic. But
Hang on,
whatever you want to do, James.
I get shadowed for 10 minutes and then 10 minutes again. So the first 20 minutes, I'm always under restrictions.
Okay. Okay. You would know better than me. So whatever you want to do, James.
I'll use the Zulu Viking tomorrow.
Yeah, let's try that. Everyone follow that account. And how is the YouTube going?
YouTube's going strong.
Awesome. Yeah. Whatever you want to do, James. God bless everyone. Pray for James. Pray it goes well. And yeah, that's it.
Super duper, man. I mean, just give a quick shout out to Amin's YouTube channel, guys. If you go to his bio, it's Amin Apologetics. Please go watch some of the videos. The latest videos are making people's heads turn, so that's great.
Yeah, that's actually what I was getting ready to tell you. I'm going to, since I have a little bit of extra time this morning, since we're not going to be on here, I'm going to update your channel. Because for the past live streams, I hadn't had time to update the thumbnails and stuff like that. So I'm going to do that and edit some videos to set for upload for tomorrow. And I think Jacolia is going to take over next week. But guys, I also have a video that I'm going to be editing where I'm just talking about the nature of Islam. I'm going to upload that maybe tomorrow, but I think it'll be pretty interesting. Going to be giving like a walkthrough of some stuff. So make sure you guys subscribe to my channel and subscribe to James's channel as well. But nonetheless, God bless, guys, and we'll talk tomorrow.
Amen. So, guys, I did the actual background today for the first time. I did that using Canva. I did that. Imagine that.
Oh, that's good. I thought Jacolia did that. That's good.
She basically told me to shape up or ship out. No, I'm kidding. I just sent her a message saying, where did she do it? And she said, Canva. And I go, hang on a second, we have that. Because you have it, and I've got the login. So I just went in there to see, well, let's see if I can do this.
Oh, that was you. Okay. Because I got an email at like 3 a.m. this morning. I'm like, what? Because I woke up. I'm like, what is it? That was you logging in. Okay.
You need to turn your sound off when you sleep.
Okay, cool. No, but it looks good. It looks good for sure. And guys, like when you do the donations or when you give to the stream, that's what this is like. That's what that's paying for. Like the subscriptions that we use to make backgrounds or to make thumbnails for the YouTube videos, the softwares that we use to make the video, like all of that goes into this. That's what we use it for. So we definitely appreciate everything that you guys do.
Yeah, because we're paying for a year, for its entire year, like Canva, StreamYard, for ChatGPT, because we're trying to have the necessary things to have these lives. So again, thank you for all the likes, the chat, the gifts, everything you guys do, man. I thank you 1,000 times over. So, and for those that haven't or want to contribute or help, again, it's in the chat, whether you're giving gifts on YouTube or TikTok, but there's also a donation thing called Buy Me a Coffee. So if you guys, because TikTok takes 50% of everything that you give, but Buy Me a Coffee takes, I think it's 10%, 20% less. Everyone is making money off these things. So again, same thing. But God bless you guys. Please, again, keep me in your prayers. Remove the hate, the pride, the ego. Put Christ first. Put Christ first. Put Christ first. Open your Bibles. Again, if you are joining me and we are able to go through a psalm a day, then guess what? We opened our Bible because we want to remind ourselves why we do this. I need to remind me why I do this sometimes, because some days I'm angry, some days I'm frustrated, some days, but then we're doing these lives and going back to, for example, the Psalms and opening my Bible, it gives me the peace that I search for, the inner peace that is so needed today in this world. Guys, God bless, God bless, God bless. We shall chat tomorrow. Take care. God bless.